In perhaps the best story of the week, a rather large rapper has been caught up in some legal trouble of, well, epic proportions. And by epic proportions, I'm referring to her own proportions, because she couldn't fit inside, allegedly, inside a Lyft ride. Now, we're talking about Lyft, the app, similar, same thing as Uber, just another brand of Uber. She called the Lyft and the Lyft arrived and the Lyft driver said, "Oh no, oh God, oh no, don't do it." Now, apparently, and I don't know this for an actual fact, but this lady was so large that she wouldn't fit in the back seat of the ride. Now, I am a large man. I'm 6'8", I'm about 110 kilos. I don't fit sometimes in planes and cars, but no one has ever come up to me and said, "You can't get in because you're too fat." Now, I want to take a look, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a look for the very first time at the size of the alleged complainant or the victim in this situation. This lady here now, Dank DeMoss. I don't know much about Dank DeMoss, all right? But from what I can see right here, Dank DeMoss, apart from being not real stable on her feet, she's big, ladies and gents, she's big. And there's nothing wrong with being big, but I feel like if you're going to sue a company, a giant company, because a driver wouldn't take you because you're too big, maybe that's on you. Maybe you shouldn't be complaining to the company or the police or the courts. Maybe you should be complaining to the fucking huge amounts of shit that you're eating, babe. Now, if I go to the original story from the Daily Mail of her not being able to get in the car.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me. I'm going to cancel you. You're not going to be charged.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small in the back.
So you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car, so I gotta order another Lyft?
A plus-size rapper has sued Lyft after claiming a driver refused to pick her up over fears she was too big to fit in his car and could burst his tires.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What? For what? What you saying?
Yeah, I got no space in my car is small.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me, you can.
It's rough. Like, it's not very nice to hear that, obviously, but he said it's only a small car. Dank DeMoss, 36, filmed her interaction with a Lyft driver earlier this month, showing her arguing back and forth. Is this the actual Lyft car, or is she just in the back and the boot of someone else's car? Why would you make that? That's a terrible looking music video. I could make a better music. What the fuck? You need to order a bigger car. I mean, if you need to order an Uber XL because you've got heaps of bags, you have to do that. People cancel. I've had cars cancel because I've got too many bags and shit if I'm going to the airport or whatever. But surely, she's got, I know the technical term is FUPA, a fat upper pubic area. Right. But that is, you could place a whole family of children on that FUPA and let them ride, down the main street, and they could sit and they could turn and they could see what's going on. It would be a beautiful place to sit, quite comfortable, I imagine. But she's way too big. That's what I'm saying. It's not. She's complained and she's tried to sue them. So here she is, Dank DeMoss. Detroit rapper Dank DeMoss sues Lyft, alleges she was denied a ride over her weight. I was embarrassed and I felt some type of way about it. What does that mean? The 29-year-old said of the ordeal. I haven't really left my house since that. I doubt that. Detroit rapper, apparently actually Uber Eats has been cancelling her orders too because they can't fit all of that in the car. Dank DeMoss is suing ride-share company Lyft because she wasn't allowed to enter the car. DeMoss, whose legal name is Dejua Balding, that was some bit of a Freudian slip, shared a video on Instagram on the 19th of January, captured an interaction with an alleged Lyft driver who denied her a ride. "I'm sorry," he said, "I've got no space. My car is small," the driver says in the clip. "I can fit in this car," DeMoss said. What an argument to have. It's like having a big dick. "Oh, I can fit." "No, you can't. I can get it in. I can squeeze it in there." Does DeMoss spit on her sides to try and slide in the vehicle? Perhaps, I'm not sure. So you're telling me I can't get a lift because I can't fit in your car? Well, yeah, I think it's a fair argument. The driver responds, "You'll need to order a bigger car." He goes on to say an issue with his tyres is the reason she can't ride in the car. And DeMoss has announced in the lawsuit on Tuesday on social media, posting videos of herself with her attorneys. The suit was filed in Wayne County Circuit Court in Michigan against LYFT and the driver, identified as John Doe, related to Jane, for violating Michigan Elliott Larson's Civil Rights Act. Why is that a Civil Rights Act? Which prohibits discrimination practices based on religion, race, colour, age, sex, height and weight, and familial status. So would this be the same argument if this lady was actually just 7 foot tall and couldn't fit? You probably would. I don't know. What is it really? He didn't want her to bust the tyres, or is it just he didn't like fat ladies? Like, okay, that's not very nice, but it is what it is. Like, sometimes you're too big for a small car. I think if you're that size, you're just going to have to accept it, right? If you can't fit in a car, dude, lady, you're just going to have to just drop a few kegs. Get on the keto diet. That's what you should do, okay? You should get on the carnivore diet, all right, for 6 months. And then I want you to get back on LYFT. I want you to order that exact driver, and I want you to sit in the front seat and stare at him. That's how you win this situation. That's the only way you win. Anyway, to wrap this up, Dank DeMoss is eventually got a lift. Thankfully, a passing tow truck arrived, and she delightfully waddled onto the tow truck, and she arrived at her destination safely and securely. And to Dank DeMoss, we thank you for providing us this little nugget of entertainment for tonight. Thank you, Dank. A lady by the name of Kate Ritchie. I'm not sure if everyone is familiar with a lady called Kate Ritchie, but she is a former a woman who was on Home and Away, I'm pretty sure, back in the day, which is a very large program here in Australia. It's been on for many, many years, and she moved into radio after that. Now, the reason I'm bringing Kate Ritchie up is she's someone I've heard on the radio before. I have no affiliation with her, never met her, any of that type of stuff. But she has been absolutely harassed this week. She's been under enormous scrutiny by an alleged media outlet called the Daily Mail. Now, I don't know if you know who the Daily Mail is, but she must be having a hard time. I'm not too sure what the hard time is about. She's... it could be anything. I mean, we all go through times in our lives that suck and they're difficult. Kate Ritchie locked in crisis talks after images emerge of the former Home and Away star stopping off at a bottle shop and acting erratic. They have her in a park. And this is a photo of her after she's been in the park. She was in the park crying. Like, this is her on the ground here. This is the video. There's a video of this as well. And I just want you to understand that this is her on the ground here. This is from the Daily Mail. Now, they've posted this on their Instagram. They've turned the comments off, so they must have been getting absolutely hammered. She's on the ground here crying. She's in tears. Who the fuck are you at the Daily Mail to film someone when they're in one of their lowest moments? This is a young woman. Well, she might not be young. She looks a bit older than me, so she's not young anymore, but she must be, what, nearly 50? Obviously, she's having a trouble. Well, I think she's nearly 50. That's not Dixon's blowing up at me. She's obviously having a rough old time of it. I don't know what's happening in her life. And I frankly, it's not up to me to judge, to even care. I don't know the person. But for you to go into the park as a paparazzi and film her, fuck you. Like, that is absolutely crazy. You don't know what's going on in this person's life. Anything could be happening. She could be having the worst day in history, and there you are filming them. That I saw that and I was just absolutely blown away that someone could be doing that, and could be not only, okay, paparazzi, we know they're bad people, yada, 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 but to go there, film it, and then sell it to the Daily Mail, and the Daily Mail actually, use it to buy ad space, or to sell ad space rather, that is pretty fucking insane, if you ask me. But we do talk a lot about mental health and mental health problems in Australia, and we're all about, looking after people who are struggling mentally. And yet, that is what the Daily Mail does to someone who is obviously doing it tough. Maybe the Daily Mail should have a good hard fucking look at themselves. So fuck you to the moon if you are the person who filmed that, and fuck you to the moon to the editor who allowed that to be printed. Fuck you.